Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Life Stories. My name is Jesse, and I'm filling in for Trent once more while he recovers. Let him know you miss him in the comments if you'd like to show your support. In the meantime, we've got more stories coming from Reddit/entitledparents, so brace yourself, because we're getting started now. Our first story is titled, How an Old Rain Jacket Became My Defense Against an Entitled Mother. This happened about 2 months ago before all this COVID-19 lockdown. To give some more preface, a long time ago I got an old hand-me-down jacket from my uncle, who happened to work in the prison system. This jacket happened to have a DOJ Federal Bureau of Prisons logo on it. I've worn it many times, and it's always garnered some interesting reactions from people. I just so happened to be wearing this jacket for our encounter with the entitled mother. Now on to the story. Me and my fiancé went out to grab a bite to eat on a Saturday evening. As we ordered and sat at our table, we decided to play with our Nintendo Switch, which is apparently entitled mother bait, while we waited for our food. After a few minutes, I had to go and use the bathroom. About a few minutes after I left, according to my fiancé, some lady, the entitled mother of the story, came up to our table and had her child, the entitled kid, sit down in my chair, which prompted this exchange.
Excuse me, do you mind watching my kid? There's no kids' play area here, and I saw that you had a Switch for him to play.
What games do you have on your Switch? Do you have Fortnite? Entitled mother starting to walk away.
Have fun.
Fiancé putting the Switch inside her bag.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but I didn't agree to watch your kid. He's your responsibility. Also, I don't trust people I don't know with my Switch. But my mom said I can play with your Switch.
Entitled mother to my fiancé.
Hey now, don't be like that. It's hard being a single mom. Plus, you obviously have the means to entertain my child, so why not help me out?
Like I said, I'm not responsible for your child. I didn't even invite him to sit here. Please leave.
Now you listen to me. I know the owner here. I will have you thrown out if you don't watch my child.
As the entitled mother is yelling this, I happen to be walking out of the bathroom towards the table where my fiancé was. As I'm walking up, the entitled mother sees me coming and notices the DOJ logo on my jacket. A smirk crossed her face, and as I got to the table, entitled mother to me.
Now you look like someone in law enforcement. This rude lady here is refusing to give my little angel her Switch to play with after she promised to do so.
Me cutting her off with a stern voice. Is there a reason you're harassing my fiancé and trying to take the Switch I bought for her? I watched as the entitled mother's smirk gave way to a look that said, oh crap. She quickly grabbed her child and made a beeline to her table. The entitled mother didn't bother us afterwards, outside of a few stolen glances. We got our food, ate it, and left after finishing our meal. I was glad I picked that day to wear my uncle's old raincoat. Now that's what I call a lucky jacket, and he totally could have savored the moment further by threatening to arrest her, but he played it cool, and that's the best part in my opinion. Let me know if you're as amused as I am below. Moving on, our next story is called, My Dad Sold My Dog, Who Helps Me With My Mental Health. Sorry this is so long. Warning, I'm an idiot and a human, so there's definitely spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes, so sorry about that. Okay, let me start this off by saying I am a 17-year-old female. My parents wouldn't let me have my own life until I turned 18. But this incident drove me to leave. So before I get into the story, I'll say that I have a lot of stories from growing up with my dad. A narcissist who only thinks of himself and has no respect for anyone else. And my mom, who I can say wasn't abused from what I know, but she enables him. I also want to say that I still love my parents, because they are my parents, but let me just say I want someone to shoot me in the head if I ever start to turn into them. Okay, sorry I was rambling. On to my most recent story. So I recently posted this story on Reddit/AmITheAhole, so you might recognize me from there. But anyway, let's set the stage. This was pre-lockdown. My area was still what was normal for us, so I've had this dog who I brightly named Tipsy as an 8-year-old. She was bought for me, and I've always been her actual owner. I feed her, I walk her, I take her to the vet, and I give her so much love. She is a total sweetheart and wouldn't hurt a fly. So normally, when I leave for more than a few hours, I drop off Tipsy at my friend's house. She has a dog and the two love each other, so I was getting ready to leave for a week to go see my grandma who wasn't doing very well. I told my parents my plan, and that's when my dad's face lights up. Here's what happened. Hey, Mom and Dad, I'm leaving to go see Grandma. I'll be leaving Tipsy at friend's house. That's when my dad's face lights up. He then speaks up. No, no, no. Why leave her there when we can watch her? You know how much we love her. At this point, I was very confused, as my parents aren't exactly the type to spring at an opportunity to help me out. But I don't think much of it. I mean, they are my parents, and they know how much I love her. So I let my friend know, and Tipsy stays home with my parents. I left them a list to follow to make sure they fed her and walked her and didn't just neglect her. Flash forward a week, I get home and Tipsy didn't come running to me. Weird, but maybe she's asleep or downstairs. I go to find her because I miss her. I walk into my living room and say hi to my mom. This is what follows. Hey mom, have you seen Tipsy? Entitled mother barely looks at me.
You should go talk to your dad.
Oh, she's with him? Okay. I walk to the basement and there's my dad sitting on the couch, phone in hand. Hey dad, mom told me that you have Tipsy. I don't have her. Well then where is she at? Entitled dad doesn't even look up from his phone at me and snarks. I sold her. I just sat there in shock. I thought he was joking because no sane person actually does this. You're joking, right? No, I sold her to a nice family. At this point, I was in tears. I was on the floor sobbing. He sold my dog. She had helped me through years of depression and anxiety. She made me feel safe and was my best friend. I couldn't look at them right now. I ran to my room, packed up, and called my friend. She said I could stay at her house as long as I needed, so I went to her house. After I got there, I found out who my dog was sold to. I contacted them and they were so sweet. They completely understood what had happened, but they had spent a lot of money on her. And I got that. So I borrowed some money from my parents and paid them twice the amount they had paid for her. I got my baby back. I was so happy, but I was also raging. My dad had sold my dog that he knew I would die for, and my mom did nothing to stop him. I thought that this couldn't get worse. Then my sister texts me.
What did you do to mom and dad?
What are you talking about?
Mom and dad have been talking about you a lot. They keep talking about how you're an ungrateful brat and how you abandoned them.
At this point, I was livid. I mean, they were making me the bad guy after they went behind my back and sold my dog. I then cut off communication with them. I officially moved in with my friend. We are sharing rent and utilities. I was so done. I wanted them to pay, but I remembered that these were my parents after all. So I decided I had my little victory with getting Tipsy back. I left it at that. I haven't talked to them in over a month, and Tipsy and I don't plan on being associated with them ever again. I'm so glad I got out of there before quarantine. This is definitely not the worst thing they've done, and if you want to hear more, I would gladly post more. Also, if you have any questions, as I might not have explained this very well, I'll be glad to answer. Yikes. That was a truly tragic story. And I'm obviously having a hard time wrapping my head around what kind of parents could do something so harsh to their child like that. I have 2 kids of my own, and they love their pets very much. I would never do anything to separate them from their dogs if I could help it. But what do you think? Let's start a discussion below. Our last story is titled, Entitled Mother Yells at Restaurant Employee Because She Can't Eat with Her Family of 5, Then Tries to Kick Me Out. I witnessed my second wild Karen encounter today, in Hong Kong right now. The virus isn't that bad, so we can still go out, but wearing a mask is strongly encouraged. Some places require it. So today my friends and I decided to go eat ramen at a restaurant in the city. Just me, my friend, and another friend. Restaurants closed down seats for social distancing, so there are less seats available. Now this ramen restaurant is not very big, so there are only a few seats available. So we are just minding our own business when this group of 6 walks into the restaurant. There are only a few seats available, so the waiter informs them that they will have to wait for the tables to clear up before they can be seated because seats are closed for social distancing.
What do you mean I have to wait?
Because of COVID-19, we close seats for social distancing.
Oh, okay. Why don't you sit us there?
She says, pointing to a table with a sign clearly stating, closed for social distancing. As I've said, they are closed
Oh, that's fine. Just seat us there. We don't have the virus.
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
I'm sorry. I'm not asking you to seat us there. I'm telling you to. So please do so now.
If you wait 20...
Come on! My angels are starving.
She says this as she points to her family, consisted of toddlers whining about having to eat ramen. We can seat some of you over at the bar if you guys don't need to eat as a group. Without even thanking him, she marches her family over to the bar and rips off the sign to make space for her kids. I'm sorry. I can't have you do that.
I can do whatever I want. I'm a customer.
I'm sorry, but if you can't respect our rules, you must leave.
Let me talk to your manager.
The waiter scoffs and goes to get the manager, who is one of the chefs. What seems to be the problem?
Your rude waiter refused to let me sit at a table, so I had to sit here.
I'm sorry, but you can't sit here. There are signs stating that these seats your kids are sitting in are closed for social distancing.
I don't care. I want to eat with my family. They are starving.
I understand, but if you can't respect these rules, I'm gonna have to call the police.
No! I am a loyal customer and have been for a month, and I deserve better service.
If you wait, we can seat you over there. He gestures to our table.
Okay, how long is the wait?
20 minutes. Entitled Mother then walks over to us.
You guys gotta go.
What?
You heard me. Leave. You and your friends need to leave because you guys have been here too long.
We're not done yet.
Don't talk back to your elders.
If you don't leave now, I'm gonna call the police for harassing my customers. Realizing now that she can get in really big trouble, she and her entitled family leave. I ended up getting the meal on the house, but still, some people can still be entitled during an epidemic. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Wow. That entitled mother simply didn't want to take no for an answer. I guess some behaviors do indeed cross cultures. We're all still human after all. This woman, however, appeared to be something else entirely. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for tuning into Life Stories. My name is Jesse, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Reddit content coming your way. We've got more exciting things in the works for you guys, so stick around, and we hope to see you soon.